For centuries, Europe stood at the center of global affairs, a beacon of democracy, economic power, and cultural influence. The European Union, born from the ashes of war, was meant to ensure peace and project united strength. For decades, this vision held, with the United States as its closest ally. But the world is changing, fast. Economic crises, political fractures, and war on its eastern flank have shaken Europe's confidence. The post-Cold War era is fading, replaced by a more complex multipolar world. Power is spreading, creating new centers of gravity. Europe's leaders are now asking tough questions. Are old alliances enough? Where will future growth come from? How do we stay relevant? Increasingly, their gaze turns to a rising bloc with a different vision for the world. This is not just a headline, it's a seismic shift with global consequences. Europe, the old continent, is contemplating a new dance with the giants of the global south. This is the story of Europe's pivot, a story of pragmatism and necessity. The destination is uncertain, but the journey is critical. The ground beneath old certainties is shifting. The world is being remade before our eyes. Europe's place in it is up for debate. And the time to decide is now. What is this force capturing Europe's attention? It's called BRICS. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Nations once seen as the future engines of global growth. It began as an idea, not a formal alliance, but a forum for leaders to coordinate and challenge a system dominated by the West. BRICS nations felt global institutions like the IMF and World Bank were rigged against them. They wanted a greater voice, a seat at the table, and a say in the rules. Over time, BRICS became more than a talking shop. They created the new development bank, a direct challenge to Western-led finance. They began trading more with each other, often bypassing the US dollar. The bloc started to grow in ambition and influence. Recently, BRICS expanded, welcoming Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iran, Egypt, and Ethiopia. This new BRICS Plus represents a huge share of the world's population, GDP, and oil production. It's now a heavyweight contender, representing the aspirations of the global south. For Europe, this is a new reality, one that can't be ignored. The world's balance of power is shifting. BRICS Plus is no longer just about potential, it's about real influence. Europe must confront this new global player. The stakes are higher than ever. To grasp this shift, look at the map, not as countries, but as blocks. For decades, the blue of the EU and its allies dominated, controlling trade, finance, and technology. Now, the orange of BRICS Plus stretches across South America, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. It's not an empire, but a network of powerful states aligning for mutual benefit. They control vital resources, oil, minerals, manufacturing, and strategic waterways. The world is no longer unipolar or bipolar, it's multipolar, with several centers of influence. The EU and BRICS Plus are now two major poles, pulling others into their orbits. Europe is no longer an island of stability, it's one block among many. The orange on the map represents billions demanding a different future. These economies are growing faster than Europe's. Their political force can't be ignored. For European leaders, this new map is both a challenge and an opportunity. Navigating it is essential for survival and prosperity. The world's power structure is being redrawn. Europe's pivot toward BRICS is driven by economics. The EU's growth is slowing, its population aging, and its industries face fierce competition. To prosper, Europe needs new markets and resources. BRICS Plus offers both. Hundreds of millions in India and China are entering the middle class, creating vast demand for European goods. Brazil and South Africa supply critical minerals for Europe's green transition. BRICS Plus nations are building massive infrastructure, opportunities for European firms and banks. Wealthy BRICS members invest in European ports, tech, and sports, deepening economic ties. This interdependence makes engagement pragmatic, even inevitable. Political differences remain, but trade and investment speak a universal language. European jobs and innovation increasingly depend on these new connections. The flow of money is pulling Europe closer to the BRICS orbit. Economics is driving a reluctant but necessary partnership. Europe's shift isn't just about money. It's about power and survival in a changing world. The US alliance is no longer a guarantee. America First policies exposed Europe's vulnerabilities. Europe seeks strategic autonomy, the ability to act independently and defend its interests. To do that, it must engage with other major powers, especially as BRICS nations coordinate on global issues. This isn't about abandoning old allies, but adding new options. Global challenges, climate change, pandemics, financial instability, require cooperation with BRICS. Europe can't tackle climate or economic crises without China, India, and other BRICS giants. Dialogue is a necessity, not a choice. Leaders like Macron advocate selective cooperation, disagreeing on some issues, partnering on others. It's a complex, risky diplomatic dance, but in a multipolar world, it's the only way forward. Europe must adapt or risk irrelevance. The EU and BRICS couldn't be more different. The EU is a bloc of liberal democracies, bound by treaties and shared institutions. Its identity is built on human rights, the rule of law, and democracy. BRICS is a diverse, loosely organized group. Democracies, monarchies, and authoritarian states. What unites BRICS is not shared values, but a desire to challenge the Western-led order. Despite differences, both blocs want a stable global system and benefit from globalization. Both recognize the need to cooperate on climate change and economic stability. This is the paradox: rivals for influence, yet indispensable partners. Europe needs BRICS markets and resources. BRICS needs European technology and investment. It's a relationship of competitive cooperation, a fragile, ongoing negotiation. Navigating this balance is the defining diplomatic challenge of our time. The stakes are global. The outcome will shape the future. The evidence of Europe's pivot is clear at international summits. At the G20, BRICS nations now arrive with coordinated positions, challenging the old Western agenda. European leaders make high-profile trips to BRICS capitals, not just for business, but for strategic dialogue. The list of countries applying to join BRICS is growing, signaling its rising appeal. European diplomats now watch BRICS summits closely, analyzing every move. Images of non-Western solidarity, leaders of China, India, Brazil, send a powerful message. Europe's outreach is a response to this new force. The era of comfortable Western dominance is over. Multi-bloc diplomacy is the new normal. The world's center of gravity is shifting, and Europe is adjusting in real time. This global shift affects your daily life. More trade with BRICS means new products, changing prices, and shifting supply chains. Jobs of the future may require skills in Mandarin, Hindi, or Portuguese, and cultural fluency. Climate action depends on EU-BRICS cooperation. Your energy bills and air quality are at stake. Security and identity are in flux, alliances are fluid, and the world is more complex. Understanding these changes is essential for informed citizenship. The world is no longer black and white, but many shades of grey. The future belongs to those who can adapt. We are witnessing a fundamental reshaping of the world order. Europe's pivot to BRICS is not weakness, but adaptation to a multipolar reality. The rise of BRICS Plus doesn't mean a new Cold War, but an era of competitive coexistence. Negotiation, not domination, will define the future. This new era is messy, unpredictable, but full of opportunity. Young people will need adaptability and global awareness to thrive. The old rules are gone. The map is being redrawn. Europe must find its voice in this crowded arena. The future is up for grabs, and it's being decided now.